Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Whoa. Hello, everybody. Let me mute my YouTubers. There we are. Hi, Mike Zanner. Hi, Angie. Hello, Sugar Britches. And hey, Steph and Kathleen. Good. Happy Friday. It is Friday Night Live, FNL. Welcome to FNL. Hi, happy girl. She says, so much J this week. I'm in heaven with Queen Roberta. Coming in hot. Hey, Dana. Hey, Maple Syrup. The Invisibrat. We have missed you. Queen Heather, the brat. Hey, Poetic. So did you guys catch any of this trial on Law and Crime this week? Because I watched it on and off, and then the verdict came in today, and I'm like, oh, shit, we got to talk about this. I know. Hey, Mrs. Kurt Cobain. She says, I can't believe she was found not guilty. Hey, Lori. Marie Arnold, what's up? I see lots of greenies coming in. Puff, puff, pass. It is Friday night. Friday Night Live. Yes, Heather, you really are missed. All right, so first off, let me tell you a little bit about when Danielle Redlick, what a name, huh? Redlick. Danielle Redlick was arrested in Orange County, Florida. She lived in Winter Haven with her husband, and her husband started out as her stepfather. Did you guys know that? Yeah, so Mr. Michael Redlick, who was her stepdaddy at one time, became her dad. And then she married him after her mother passed away from cancer. Craziness. Really, really gross. Okay, so back in 2019, Danielle Redlick, on January 12th, had a domestic dispute with her husband. Hello, CEO. J is for CEORC. Okay, so she had filed for divorce in 2018, according to Orange County court records. But a judge denied her petition, saying that her husband was not properly served with the divorce papers. According to the affidavit, she told detectives that she and her husband got into an argument in January. This is back to January the 12th. So she had filed for divorce. The judge said no. Then on January 12th, her and her husband got in an argument. She says after he saw her eating a burger. She claimed that her husband bit into the burger and then spit it in her face. She also said that her husband stabbed himself to death. But as investigators began questioning Miss Danielle, they say her story began to change and quickly unraveled. She waited more than 11 hours after Michael was stabbed before calling 911. They also say the phone records showed she was on a dating site 2 hours before she notified the police about the tragedy that happened at her home. The home reportedly smelled like bleach. We hear that all the time. And the medical examiner's office determined his stab wounds did not appear to be self-inflicted. And the affidavit also says that she had alcohol in her system at the time. And we later find out that they both were alcoholics, both her and Michael. So the 45-year-old at the time in 2019, she was 45, was charged, mother of two kids. She had 2 kids with stepdaddy turned husband. And about a month after, or she was charged with second-degree murder and tampering of evidence and could face life in prison. Danielle was also arrested a month after her husband was found dead. So it was about a month after. And it was unclear at the time why police would only publicly say his death was suspicious until then. So fast forward. On February 4th of 2018, I had my year wrong. So it was 2018, February 4th, was when there was a 911 call placed about a verbal disturbance at the Redlick home. And then it was a month later was when she filed for divorce. Okay, so in February 4th, there was a 911 call for a verbal disturbance. And then a month later, she filed for divorce in Orange County Circuit Court. She described the marriage as irretrievably broken. And then people close to the Redlicks described their marriage as on again, off again. Another family friend had described the relationship as rocky and toxic for their kids to be around. That same friend also told police that Michael Redlick would say his wife, Danielle, is crazy, but as long as I hide the steak knives, everything will be fine. That's a quote from Michael Redlick. Now, Michael Redlick was working at the University of Central Florida, and he was working in the sport business management program. And there were a couple colleagues, Dr. Richard Lapchick and another man. They were colleagues with him, and they said he was known by the students, and that he was an integral part of their team that worked with the students to make them feel that they are going to fulfill their dreams. He pushed them hard and made them believe in themselves. So his heart went out, said to the Redlick children. Now we are going to take a listen to, hi Cotton Candy Boobs. Hey Michelle. We are going to, thanks for joining you guys. And you didn't miss anything yet. We are going to listen to that 911 call right now. So I'm going to pull up his picture so you guys can see Michael. And let me see. So he was 21 years older than her. So she states in court she testifies for herself too. So we're going to see some of that as well. But let's go with one thing at a time. But she does testify to what happened that night. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy stuff. Only in Florida, you guys. Only in Florida. Okay, here is the video. And I'll make sure I don't cover up Lawn Crimes logo. I wouldn't want to upset them. Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go.
JB, we have to stand down.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you so much for donating to the stream. Is that a child that I hear in the background? You can't hear it? Michelle? Oh my God. All right, hold up. You think that was her, Miss Kirk? I know you guys couldn't hear it, but you think that was her, Mrs. Kurt Cobain? All right. Maybe I should unmute y'all's audio. You can't really hear mine. You can't hear me good? Am I low? Let me know if I'm low. Can you hear me good, though? Kung Fu Panda. Everybody was Kung Fu fighting. I'll replay it when you tell me if you can hear me good. The twin Heathers. The twin Heathers are in the house. Oh, I know what the problem is. My bad. See, I can't ever just have everything right. Kung Fu Panda. Yes, it was fast as lightning. Oh, you guys crack my ass up. Hey, cousin Tracy. Whoop, whoop. All right, let's try this again. Here we go. This is the 911 call from Michael Redlick.
911, Jeannie Police.
April.
Yes. We need a car here at 1231 Temple Drive, Winter Park, Florida. There's a woman that's a danger to herself and to others right now.
A gentleman that's a danger to
Pardon me? Pardon me?
She's like, there's a gentleman that's a danger to all of us or something like that.
Address.
1231 Temple Drive, Winter Park, Florida.
Okay, stay on the line. I'm going to have to transfer us over to Winter Park. Let me talk first when they answer, okay?
You better go in your room. Please dance.
911, Jeannie Police, Fire and Medical. This is Seminole to transfer for police at 1231 Temple Drive.
Yes. Yeah, please. Go in your room. Will you stop? Oh, all right. I will call you back. I'll call you back in 5 minutes. I'll call you back in 5 minutes.
What is going on there? Hello? Winter Park, this is... Yeah, I'm still there. He didn't give me a lot of information. He just said that there was a woman who was a danger to herself.
Okay. And that was it?
Yeah, that's all. And he called on a 911 only phone, so...
Okay. And I just want to confirm, he told you 1231 Temple Drive?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Seminole.
No problem.
Bye-bye.
911, Jeannie Police, Fire and Medical.
I don't know. I think my husband...
Oh my God. Okay, so that was him calling. Now she's calling back. See you later, Supreme. Thanks for coming in. All right. Hey, Ad Rock. Beautiful Ad Rock. So now this is Danielle calling in, drunk.
There's been a tragedy at my home. What's the address up there? 1231 Temple Drive, Winter Park. Okay, you don't want to park jurisdiction. Let me get
Ad Rock.
Department on the line. Hold on one moment.
Winter Park, 911, you need police, fire, medical.
transfer for 1231 Temple Drive in Winter Park?
Alrighty, 1231 Temple Drive, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
All right. Okay, thank you. What's going on at 1231 Temple Drive?
I believe my husband is deceased.
Okay. And why do you believe he's deceased?
Because he's been, he's stiff and he's wounded. He might have had a heart attack. I don't know.
Okay. Did you just find him?
No, actually, it happened last night.
It happened last night?
Correct.
That lady's like,
Okay. How does your husband?
what?
He's 65.
What? Oh my gosh. Ad Rock just came in hot with a super sticker. Thank you so much, Ad Rock, for your generosity. Appreciate you. Yeah, so she's like,
We have to stand down.
it happened last night. And the 911 operator's like, it happened last night? Like, what?
So did you find him this morning? Because I know you said that you believed it happened last night. Did you see him last night? Was he okay, or was...
He was not okay last night. We had altercation, and he stabbed himself, and I ran into the bathroom, and then when I came out,
Okay, Tony
tried to help
Tote.
him, and I saw he was lying in blood.
She's
And
so calm.
I tried to help him, and I
stabbed
couldn't.
himself?
Correct. Yes. And then I tried to help him, and I woke up with sitting up next to him, and I've been trying to figure out what to do.
Right. I got you. I'm going to get you some help, hon.
Ooh. It's making me sweat, 911
You all had
operator.
an altercation last night, correct?
Yeah.
All right. What's your name?
Danielle?
Are there any weapons on scene now?
Knife.
A knife?
Mm-hmm.
Ashley,
He
nobody
said he
said
was
yikes,
64,
he hasn't
right?
come home, Ashley.
65.
He was 65.
65?
65.
Yeah, she's...
So, okay. Go ahead and give me your first name again, because I don't want to call your name.
Danielle?
Yeah,
Danielle.
she did say
Okay,
that.
so
She was
Danielle,
like,
let me ask you this.
I think he had a heart attack or something. That was the first thing she said. I think he had a heart attack or something. And now she's like, well, no, things weren't good. He stabbed himself last night. Like, what?
So, did he stab himself last night and he passed last night and you just didn't know what to do?
Correct, I believe so, yes.
Okay. Were you all drinking?
He was.
He was.
Do you
Yes,
hear
he was.
breathing in the background? Do you hear that breathing? It ain't her because she's talking. Is it him? Holy, could he have still been alive?
All drinking?
Listen to the breathing,
was.
but she's talking. Is it the 911 operator's breathing? Because it's tripping me out.
He was.
Yes, he was. And altercation was the night before, too, but I left the house and took my children with me because he was drinking them, too.
Mm-hmm. Were your kids there last night during this altercation?
No, they were not. They were not here, and they're not here now.
I know you first said that you thought he had a heart attack. So do you think it was a heart attack, or do you think it was due to the stabbing that he passed away?
Probably the stabbing triggered it, I guess. I don't know. It's a shoulder wound.
You say it's a shoulder wound?
Right.
I'm just getting all this information.
I hear it still, but it's not as prominent. Yeah, let me rewind it, Kurt Cobain. Oh my God, that's like really creepy. And I think you can hear his breathing get lesser and lesser because after that part, you can hear him, but it's faint. Yeah, I think it's him.
And you just didn't know what to do?
Hang on, let me go back further. So she literally was right next to him, you guys. Hey, MAGA.
JB, it's we have to stand down.
Mm-mm.
He's 65.
We'll get to that, Nora. See, that's her.
So did you find him this morning? Because I know you said that you believed it happened last night. Did you see him last night? Was he okay, or was...
He was not okay last night. We had altercation, and he stabbed himself, and I ran into the bathroom, and then when I came out, I tried to help him, and I saw he was lying in blood. And then I tried to help him, and I couldn't. Correct, yes. And then I tried to help him, and
Okay, you know what I think it might be? I'm thinking that whoever recorded this, possibly at Law and Crime, I think that's somebody who's recording it breathing. It certainly can't be him. I think it's whoever recorded this. It's gotta be. It can't be him. Maybe someone can look that up, but I don't know offhand. You're right though, Dana. I just don't feel like, I feel like that's somebody like holding a recorder or something and they're breathing on a hot mic. He almost sounds too close. Yes, April, exactly. He's too close to the phone. I don't think that was him.
And I've been trying to figure out what to do.
Right. I got you. I'm going to get you some help, hon. So you all had an altercation last night, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think so either.
Danielle.
Are there any weapons on scene now?
Knife.
A knife?
Mm-hmm.
And you said he was 64, right?
65.
I'm sorry?
65.
65.
Yeah, because she hit a major artery, I think.
So, okay. Go ahead and give me your first name again, because I don't want to call you name.
Danielle.
Danielle. Okay, so Danielle, let me ask you this. So, did he stab him?
April's like, it's one of Abram's office people at Law and Crime breathing heavily into the mic. That's hilarious. Oh shit.
Last night, and he passed last night, and you just didn't know what to do?
Correct, I believe so, yes.
Okay. Were you all drinking?
Roberta.
He was.
He was.
Oh, she's lying.
Yes, he was.
She had alcohol in her system, too.
And altercation was the night before, too, but I left the house and took my children with me because he was drinking them, too.
Mm-hmm. Were your kids there last
They're
night?
breathing.
During this altercation?
No, they were not. They were not here, and they're not here now.
I know you first said that you thought he had a heart attack. So do you think it was a heart attack, or do you think it was due to the stabbing that he passed away?
Yay, April Dawn!
Probably the stabbing triggered it, I guess. I don't know. It's a shoulder wound.
22 months.
You say it's a shoulder wound?
Roberta.
Right.
I'm just getting all this information.
That's her.
Okay. How old are you, hon?
I'm 45.
Hey, Rose.
I'm just getting everything you told me into the call, okay? I have multiple units throughout, meaning I have police and fire.
I think that's pretty much it.
Go ahead and give me your husband's first name.
Michael.
Michael. What's his last name, hon?
Redlick, Redlick.
Go ahead and give me his date of birth.
5/1/53.
I know, right? This is the longest 911 call ever. It's okay. That's it. So 7 minutes and 40 seconds was that video. And she's not freaking out. She seems pretty damn calm, honestly, which is rather strange. But at any rate, let's continue. Let's move forward. So that's the 911 call. She was arrested. And her trial started last week. And I have to admit, I didn't watch, I wasn't totally in tune, watching it all the time, but I did catch that verdict today. And wow, I kind of thought it was coming. I was watching it, was it yesterday? And I was like, when she testified, I'm like, she's totally going to be found not guilty. I just felt like she was. Her testimony, I didn't realize at the time, which is probably a good thing. I didn't realize when I was watching it that she was married to her stepdad.
Now neighbors are still on edge, wondering what happened. We sent News 6's Eric Von.
Hold on, I got a video for you guys.
On it.
I kind of thought after seeing her testimony, though, that she was going to be found not guilty. But I have definite thoughts about just that whole dynamic. I mean, what was that dynamic like with her mother? First of all, I mean, her mom got sick with stage 4 breast cancer. And her daughter, after she passes away, she only lived with it for 3 or 4 months, and she died. Sorry, was that really loud? So mom died. So so she was dating this man. Her mom was dating this Michael. And then mom got sick, so they went to Vegas. Vegas trip. They went to Vegas and got married. And then she died 3 to 6 months later, according to Danielle. And then after she died was when Danielle and Michael hooked up. Then they later get married and they have 2 children. Yeah, Mrs. Kurt Cobain, me too. It's pretty crazy. All right, let's take a look at this quick video too.
Now neighbors are still on edge, wondering what happened. We sent News 6's Eric Von Enken to the scene to get results for us. He is live on Temple Drive in Winter Park this evening. So Eric, what's happening out there?
Lisa, as you say, we just got that name, and it is the same name that neighbors around here have told us. Even UCF for the past 48 hours, police identifying him as Michael Redlick. They say he's 65 years old, was 65. He was the director of a top-ranked business program, sports business program over at UCF. That is the house where he died behind me Saturday morning. Police still saying
nice home.
This is suspicious.
Hey, CEO.
When we knocked to
Welcome
see
back.
if anyone here at the house wanted to say anything about what happened Saturday morning, no one answered. But we could see in plain view dried blood inside on the wall, floor, and couch.
Holy.
But it doesn't offer any answers, and they're not coming from police. Detectives spent much of the weekend here at this luxury home valued at almost $1 million on a street lined with million-dollar houses in old exclusive Winter Park. Police, though, aren't talking about what they found. They said the same thing again today that they told us Saturday evening.
We feel this is an isolated incident. We do not feel that anybody in this neighborhood should be concerned at all about their safety or the well-being of any of their neighbors.
Police are not saying why they think the death of the 65-year-old man inside this home was suspicious, only that there are indications that concern them enough to call it suspicious. But that also concerns and stumps neighbors.
I think, again, the statement on the news would make you believe that there's nothing going on and somebody just died. So I don't know. I'm baffled. I think hopefully we'll get some answers at some point in time.
Okay, Biff. Okay, Biff.
Again, just minutes ago, police here in
What's
Winter
that?
Park confirmed that the name of the person who died in this home Saturday morning is Michael Redlick, a director of a top-ranked business program, sports business management program over at UCF. UCF telling us tonight that...
Okay, so not only did he do that, he also was like an executive for the NBA. Did you hear me? I said, yeah, the NBA. Good grandma. Hey, Cooter. Why are you looking for Shell? Why are you summoning Shell? Monica V, when he made the first call, cops should have been sent out in the first place. Right. I don't, Mrs. Kurt Cobain. I'm really curious what her relationship was with her mother. But he was an executive for the NBA. And I think he worked for the Cleveland, it was like Ohio. They lived in Ohio. So it was like the Clippers. Is it the Clippers? Cleveland Clippers? I don't know about the 49ers. That's something new I haven't heard. Cooter Brown was asking if Shell was here. Then I said, why are you looking for Shell? Cooter, or Mrs. Kurt Cobain, you want to know about the dynamics as well? Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? So we have a clip here. Our first clip is going to be, just going to play some clips from the trial. Not anything long or drug out. Let's see. So I saw somebody say that they feel like he took advantage of her. She was like 22 years old, though, when she got together with him. Does that change your mind at all? She was 22, but he was also 21 years older than her. So he was 43. Hey, Little Boston. Hey, Scott H. And Rose. Hey, Rose. Happy Friday night. He couldn't seem to keep a job, though. He was let go from a number of places, so it makes you wonder what he was like. Ugh. But what does that make her? Like, okay, so she was married. Okay, did her mom and Michael have kids or no? It doesn't sound like they did. Dana, you have a good point, but we don't know the dynamics with her mom. Like, where's her dad? Cooter, why are you all over Shell? What is going on here? Shell, Cooter was summoning you here. It's making me sweat.
Mexican food.
Miss Hood's favorite. I think it's disgusting. Her mom died, and then, like, after 3 to 6 months of marrying Michael, and then they hooked up. She tells the story herself. Shell, thank you. Shell coming in with a super sticker. Cooter Brown, there she is. There's your girl. All right, let's play this next. This is some evidence shown to the jurors. This is Danielle Redlick's bloody pants shown to the jurors.
Will she be testifying at all from that position, Ms. Garcia?
No, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna...
Good to see you, John. John McSmith.
But would you change anything you said back in that original?
And if you could stand toward the middle so everyone can see it. There you go.
I'm sorry, Judge. I'm actually going to ask you some questions.
Okay, that's fine. Just stand there in the middle so everyone can see it.
So, can you tell the jury, because we see here, I have some marks on the pants. So remove the pants so you can point to the jury. Can you tell the jury what these marks are on the pants? So
They're not showing us the pants.
like that, I want to select the seconds. And so I'm sorry now. I want to select the seconds when I look at the piece of things like
The
that.
audio's terrible.
And so the seconds that I select, I'll just put in my marking around it, just for later on future referencing. So this is thing A, this is thing B, that was part of actually a lot larger area. So this would have been my sample for
I can
this.
hardly hear it.
So now that the jury's seen where you did the testing,
Here we
let's
go.
talk about the individual stains. Let's start off with stain A. Did you determine that there was a presence of blood?
Yes. So there was a chemical indications of a presence of a blood. It was a positive indication.
Mm-hmm. And were you able to get a profile from stain A?
Yeah, the profile resulted in determination of a mixture of two individuals with at least one male individual in it.
Okay. And then since it was a mixture, did you compare it to both the standard of Danielle and Michael?
Well, so Danielle Redlick, I've used again as an expected donor to that sample, but I did compare Michael Redlick's DNA known standards to it, and he was included as a possible contributor to that sample, to that mixture.
And is this one where you actually found, even though you expected Danielle's DNA to be on the sample, did you actually find Danielle's DNA to be on the sample?
I observed Danielle's Redlick DNA to be part of that mixture.
And did you determine a likelihood ratio for this particular mixture on stain A?
Yeah, the observed mixed DNA profile is greater than 700 billion times more likely to occur if the sample originated from Danielle Redlick and Michael Redlick than from Danielle Redlick, an unrelated individual.
Moving on to stain B, did you obtain a complete profile?
Yes, I did. So stain B and C, as a matter of fact,
Oh no,
I obtained
Heather.
the same DNA profile.
Okay. So was there the presence of blood?
Yes, it was. It was positive for indications of a presence of blood.
Right. And a complete profile indicating that there was not a mixture. Is that correct?
Single source profile just come.
Okay, so my question is, did she live at home? So if she was 22 and moved out, like that to me is different than if she lived at home. So if she lived at home, I would feel like maybe there was something going on before the mom died, because how do you just marry your mom's ex-husband? How do you marry your mom's ex-husband? So that's what makes me think that possibly she didn't have a close relationship with her mother, or there was maybe some like bad blood. I'm not sure. I don't know I don't know. That shit is beyond weird to me. Right. That's what I'm wondering. She did. She testified to, yes, and we'll watch that. She did say that it started after her mom died, of course. I don't think she would admit if anything was going on prior to that. Do you? Let's take a look at some of her testimony. Hold on a sec. Let me pull it up here. What do you mean you're lagging? Maybe you're not, maybe you're rewound a little bit. I was just really shook when I found out he was stepdad. I was like, well, oh, okay. Because at first I was like, okay, maybe this really was like a domestic thing. And, you know, because she was like, he was suffocating me. I couldn't breathe. But her testimony, I think, is interesting. But then it wasn't until after the verdict that I found out he was her stepdad. I was like, holy.
Are you?
Okay.
At least.
Hold on. This is her testifying to everything, like how their relationship started, blah, blah, blah. Let me pull this up. This is the good stuff right here. The juicy stuff. The stuff that Mrs. Kurt Cobain just loves to watch. Don't you, Mrs. Kurt Cobain? All right, so this clip's about 8 minutes long, and you'll get the gist of her defense here.
When did you first meet Michael?
I think it was like 1996. I was about 22, 23 years old.
What are the circumstances of you meeting him?
Well, I actually met him through my mother. He and I came together under kind of unique circumstances, but prior to us, he was actually dating my mother.
Unique circumstances, she calls it. Hey, I did not forget to share Heather Bratt, and I did not forget to unmute Heather Bratt. So,
Was that the extent of the relationship that he had with your mother, dating?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Did they go beyond dating?
Yes, they had a kind of spontaneous marriage. Yes, she had.
When did they get married?
I think that was in 97.
So was Michael your stepfather at one point?
I guess technically, however, I didn't look at him that way.
okay.
How long were they married?
Hold on. Was he your stepdad? Yeah, technically, but I didn't look at him that way. What? Then how did you look at him? Danielle Bunn.
Just under, well, they were only married, I think, 6 months. They were together a couple years.
So they were together for
A couple
of
years? That's a long time.
How old were you during that time?
22, 23 years old.
What's the age difference between you and Mr. Redlick?
21 years.
So how do we go from stepdad to something else?
Yeah, how do we?
Well, my mother and my stepfather had split up after 20 years, and my mom met Michael, and they started dating. And
okay, so she had a stepfather prior to that too. So it sounds like mom had her. She's got all these siblings too that are younger than her. She's the oldest. So she's the oldest, and I think that there's a 13-year age gap between her and the youngest sibling of hers.
Discovered shortly after they were dating that she had an aggressive stage 4 breast cancer, and she only had so long to live, and so they got married in Vegas, and within 3 to 6 months after that, she passed away. And so they had been living in a home together with my 2 younger siblings. I'm the oldest of 5, actually.
What's the age difference between you and your siblings?
I think the youngest would be 13, so I was like 25 at that point.
So how much older than your sisters are you?
At least a decade, but there's 5 of us, so they fall all in between.
But you're the oldest?
Yes.
Okay. So if you can continue explaining how the relationship between you and Michael goes from step-parent to wife.
So after my mother passed, the 2 younger children were in high school, my younger brother and sister, and they were living in the home with Michael and my mother. And so after she passed,
she wasn't living there
my
then.
younger brother went to live with my stepfather, back with him, and Michael had asked me if I wanted to move in, that he would continue to rent the home that they were renting, so that my sister could at least finish to another year of high school where she was. So I agreed. And I was working and going to school at the time.
Dude, she moved in with him. She wasn't even living there. So her mom dies. Then she gets asked by Michael, hey, do you want to move in? Because your sister has another year of high school left. So she moves in with her youngest sister and stepdad, who then turns husband. I think that's the way I'm getting it. And then some of the siblings went to live with, which is probably their real dad, which is the first stepdad. And then I'm sure her dad, she was probably born prior to the other children from the first stepdad. This is second stepdad. This one turned husband. Let's keep going.
And that's kind of how things got started. We were just
What was
friends.
he doing? What was his employment at that time?
I think he was working for the Cavaliers, the Cleveland Cavaliers at that point.
Basketball franchise?
See?
Yes, but then switched over to the Cleveland Browns.
A football franchise?
Yes.
In Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio.
See?
Correct, in Cleveland.
Okay. So did you move into the home?
I did.
How does it progress from there?
Well, I mean, we were just kind of handling the domestic duties with the kids, sort of, and I was working, and he was encouraging me professionally, and sort of became friendly, was very supportive, and, you know, there's time of loss for both of us, and we sort of bonded. And eventually it turned into a romantic relationship. I was going to school and working part-time at one point, or at that time, and he started coming up to the place that I worked. I was a bartender at night, so he started coming up to
what a
all the
creep.
shifts that I was working and just visiting with me. And after that, he started inviting me to do more things together. And we sort of, and I grew to enjoy it. And
he's
He
gross.
was kind of worldly and smart, so these are new and exciting things for me. So at some point, it turned into a romantic relationship.
You say that he was encouraging you professionally. What do you mean by that?
Well, I was young, and like I said, I was going to school. He had a lot of contacts, a huge network, and I think he had introduced me to some of his contacts, and I got my first real professional job, I guess you'd say, through him, and just kind of entering the business world.
Was that in Cleveland as well?
It was in Cleveland, yes.
Creepy.
So we've gone from you moving back in, helping with the domestic duties, to you being at work, him coming to work while you're working and going on dates.
Yes.
And at this point, does it continue to progress into a romantic relationship?
Yes, and that was over a period of time. It didn't. We were friends, and I didn't really look at him that way.
Friends?
It was a couple years
with your stepdad?
at that point before it became a romantic relationship.
Was he still living in Cleveland, or did he ever leave?
He was living in Cleveland. Yes,
At some point, did he leave Cleveland?
he did.
Did you guys leave together?
Yes. Well, no, not initially.
Tell the court how that came about.
Well, he was pretty ambitious with his career at that point. He had practiced law for 13 years and went back to school later in life to pursue his passions in sports. And so that's when he started to work for, the Cleveland Browns and the Cavaliers and professional sports teams. And he was looking for other opportunities, and he was moving up in the industry pretty quickly. So there was an opportunity that came upon him to move with the Memphis Grizzlies, an NBA team in Memphis, Tennessee. And he was excited about it, and he actually got the job, and it was a big move up for him.
At the time when he got the Memphis job, were you guys living together?
We were.
Was it your siblings there as well, or was it just you and Michael?
My sister was there, my younger sister. Yes.
So when he gets the job, do you move together, or does he move on his own?
He asks me to move with him, but at that point, I hadn't really disclosed to my family that we were actually seeing each other. So
Yikes. How do you break that news? How do you sit your family down and be like, hey, yo, so yeah, your grandpa over there? Or, I mean, your dad over there, stepdad? He's now your uncle, too. He's now your uncle and your stepdad.
Wasn't entirely comfortable with it, just because he had been with my mother, and it was just kind of a little bit weird. So I told him no, that I wanted to also stay back with my family. My entire family lived in Cleveland, so I wasn't willing to do that at that point.
Okay, another random fun fact. She was going to school for journalism, too. She wanted to be a journalist. I don't know if she ended up becoming one, but I do see why she was, kind of thinking, oh, this dude can, move my career forward. But yeah, totally normalizing it. I think that she was probably guided to do that, but she probably does think it's normal. You know what I mean?
Creepy creep town, dude.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to keep it playing. I'm going to go grab a drink.
And do you remember what year this would have been?
2000-ish?
2000?
Yes.
Okay. At some point, did that change? Did you make it to Memphis?
Yes, at that point, he was buying me plane tickets just about every weekend. And so he was flying me to Memphis and show me around. And so I think after a year of that, one time he picked me up at the airport and he said he had a surprise, and he took me to a place called Mud Island, where it's a beautiful neighborhood on the Mississippi River in Memphis. And he pulled up to a home and he went inside and he said, I bought this for us. And it was a beautiful house. It had a pool and it was on the river. And so from there, I went ahead and made the decision to go ahead and move to Memphis.
So you're there on a visit and he told you that he'd already bought a home for you?
Yes.
Or for you together?
Right.
Okay. At this point, how was the relationship?
Normal.
It was good. I mean, like I said, odd circumstances how we came together, but it was good. We enjoyed our time together.
You think so?
And how did the rest of the family view this at that point?
I think the sister that was living with us, I think she took it kind of hard.
You think?
I don't blame her. I think people were a little bit shocked, but other than that, didn't have much to say about it.
So you moved to Memphis.
Yes.
You're living with Michael.
Mm-hmm.
How do things progress from there? How's the relationship once you make it to Tennessee?
Oh, Lord. They went to Tennessee? Yikes.
Husband, when you make it home that night?
No.
Where are you?
At least a decade, but there's 5 of us, so they follow.
Sorry. What the hell? Okay. What is this? Child protective investigator described. What is this?
Pushed her head against the stove and began like covering her mouth with her face with his hand.
Wait,
so
what?
What did she say happened next?
That he ended up pushing her to the ground, pushing her to the ground.
And then did she get up?
Yes.
What did he do next, according to Miss Redlick?
Pushed her head against the stove and began like covering her mouth with her face with his hands, yelling and screaming at her.
So she's described. Can you kind of describe what you understood her to be saying Mr. Redlick was doing with his hand?
Like just covering, like smushing his hands over her mouth.
Okay. She was not describing being choked.
Correct, she wasn't.
Did she say whether or not Mr. Redlick struck her at any point during the sequence of events?
No, just smudged his hand against her face, but
You buzzed?
like that.
Okay.
Like smudged it.
Like was like rubbing his fist on her?
Yeah, like rubbing. Mm-hmm.
You're face to face with Miss Redlick, right?
Yes.
Nothing covering her face?
Right.
Did you observe any injuries on her?
No.
She had no injuries either. Okay, now this next video here. This is an email that she sent. And this agent reads this email. This is the Digital Forensic Examiner. Now, check this out.
The from and to.
The from is from Michael Redlick, mredlick@yahoo.com. The to is...
So she had logged into his email and saw him going back and forth with this woman. And then she sent the email back to himself. And this is what she said to him.
Michael Redlick, mredlick@ucf.edu.
Can you explain a little bit?
And I just want to make mention of the Abrams mic hanging down in the screen. I love that effect.
Further about what you saw as far as this forwarding activity, how an exact copy of this email that we see in this exhibit was forwarded over to the account associated with Ms. Redlick.
This email was sent from Yahoo, mredlick@yahoo.com, to mredlick@ucf.edu. Shortly after that was done, it was forwarded to the Danielle Drohan Redlick email account, Yahoo email account.
What's the sent on this email?
The sent date on this is December 14th, 2018, and that's AM Eastern Standard Time.
Subject?
Forward, or FW, join my network on LinkedIn.
And can you read the body of the message?
You are a lying, rotten son of a bitch. Nice way to talk about our daughter, too. I'm done with you, Mike. We should talk about ending this. I'm ready. You are the most untrustworthy person I have ever known, and I have every right to choose not to be with that kind of person. You had every opportunity to tell me about this the other night, 2012, and then the number 1, and then really.
So what follows in the remainder of the body of this email?
Would you like me to read it or just summarize?
Well, yeah, could you sort of summarize what has been included below this
Below that is an email exchange from 2012.
Thanks,
between
Janny.
A sender of mredlick@yahoo.com, identified as Michael Redlick in the emails, to an Elizabeth Corrigan, who uses an email address of ecorrigan@brooks.edu.
Okay. I don't think they read these, so I'm going to read them to you. So this Elizabeth Corrigan sent a request to Michael Redlick on LinkedIn. And you know, you get those emails says, join my network. So they started going back and forth. And she said, Michael says down here at the bottom, it says, how old is your son? I have a daughter age 9 and a son who will be 5 in January. Take a trip to Cleveland. Wait, hold on.
Essentially a communication that started through.
For Christmas, something, I can't see it. But then it says, how is the rest of your family? Love to talk soon. And then she replies, he is 14. He is not my biological son, but I raised him since he was 3. His dad and I got divorced last year, so it's been pretty tough. That is great. You have 2 children. They are fun, but a lot of work. Are you married? My family is good. Can I give you a call this weekend? Let me know the best number. Thanks, Liz. So he replies and he says, I am married. Kids are a lot of work, and so is marriage. How are John, Nikki, Kim, Mark, and Todd? Where does everyone live these days? I hope all are well. Do you get to see each other much? So she was pissed off about this. And this to me, I mean, Elizabeth is a little out of line, if you ask me, asking for his number, knowing that he's married. And I wouldn't dig that either. But I don't see him giving her his number. He didn't respond and say, here's my digits. I mean, I got to give him credit for that.
LinkedIn, and then switch to email, and it's just a conversation back and forth about catching up, peers, their old friends, talking about family, children, marital status, things of that nature.
Is this consistent with a sort of a user clicking on this email thread and then drafting the body that you see at the top here, and then forwarding that message or sending that message along?
Yes, that's correct. That's exactly what it is in this case.
So here is our next clip. All right. So Miss Reddick, while she was waiting to call 911 for 11 hours, right after Mr. Michael died, she was on a dating site, according to the prosecutor.
Mr. Wiggins, I'll let you know at 2 minutes.
Thank you, Your Honor. January 12th, 2019, at about 7 in the morning. Mrs. Redlick is awake in her Winter Park home that she shares with her husband of over 15 years, Michael Redlick. A home that she shares with her 2 minor children, Jaden and Sawyer Redlick. And she is doing what many of us do when we first wake up in the morning.
Her daughter testifies against her too and calls her toxic.
She's on her phone. However, this morning is unlike any other morning because approximately 9 hours before this moment in time, that defendant plunged a knife into the shoulder of Michael Redlick, which would cause him to bleed to death in that home they shared. The home that she is standing in this moment in time looks like something from a horror movie. It is 7:22 in the morning. And Miss Redlick opens up her dating website. And she views the conversations that she's been carrying on. Through the course of this trial, you are going to learn about a number of individuals. You're going to learn Jaden and Sawyer. And what you'll learn about Michael is this. He was a senior executive with multiple professional sports teams. He left the professional sports arena and moved to the Central Florida area to work as the Director of External Affairs and Partnerships at the UCF DeVos Sports Management Program. He's a dedicated father. He's a husband. He's a person.
He's a stepdad. He's a stepdad. He's a father. He has multiple roles with the same people. Oh my God. All right. We're going to move into the next one.
He's a dedicated father.
Whoops. That's myself, isn't it? Wrong video. This one is showing what he's talking about, a murder scene or a horror movie. This is what the house looked like.
Would be that corner.
Let's go back and take a look here. Beautiful home. I looked it up on Zillow. It is it recently sold in 2020 for $1.4 million. So, yeah.
Now, 3061, are we now entering the actual residence?
Yes.
Okay, let me get off camera here and blow this up bigger.
Here at 3064.
I am documenting what I see that are suspected blood droplets.
Moving sort of now into the home in 3067. And we would be, again, feel free to use your pointer in this area.
Yes, so what I'm doing is I walk in and I have been trained to do a sweeping motion from left to right, which is how I photograph.
Okay. And we see an example of that here in 3070, you standing in the sort of formal dining room. And
down here in this corner, yes.
Would not be touching, moving, doing anything with those items?
Not at this point, no.
You would, though, later after everything has been documented all the way through in the...
There's her bucket, her mop, there, hence the bleach smell. I mean, what was she thinking with all those rags? Lori Staggs upgraded her membership to an upper.
Roberta.
Thank you so much, Lori. Yeah, this is my brother Daryl, my older brother Daryl, and this is Daryl, and this is Daryl.
Manner you described.
Absolutely.
And these are my bloody rags from my murder scene.
I'm going to zoom in here.
I'm going to zoom in. Oh, yikes.
Did you observe what I see here?
Look at the court reporter's head.
With my cursor during
it's like a green screen.
Documentation.
Yes, I noticed.
Oh, it's the girl testifying. My bad.
Steps, no pun intended, in order to not disturb
Oh
something
my
like
God.
that as you're walking through this area.
What? Did he just say steps? No pun intended.
What I see here, and I'm indicating with my cursor during this stage of your documentation,
Yes, I noticed that.
were you taking steps, no pun intended, in order to not disturb something like that as you're walking through this area?
Very much so.
Opening this door, seeing if there's anything inside?
That is correct.
Nothing pertinent in this closet.
There was not.
We've now moved sort of further down that hallway,
Yes.
and we're going to look at the contents of this particular room, which turns out to be sort of a storage area documented on photograph 3118. Nothing pertinent in there?
Nothing.
And then documentation of the laundry room in 3112 or 3122.
Yes.
What are we looking at in this photograph 3126, and was there anything pertinent in the garage?
So at this point, this is this doorway right here to the garage. And at this time, I did not see anything that was pertinent.
There's an implication to that response, that there was a later time where some pertinent items of evidence were recovered.
That is correct.
Did you participate in a subsequent search warrant that was executed on January 18th, 2019?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and that's when some additional items were found.
That's correct.
Now, where are we at and what are we looking at?
So this would be, my back is now to the garage and I'm facing out this way towards the kitchen area with the staircase on.
Okay,
my right.
show us the crime scene, lady.
Okay. Move towards the master
shit.
bedroom, or move into the master bedroom.
The
She
sweeping,
drug him?
red-brown stains that are going to what we will see as the bathroom area.
Oh.
And
someone lives in this house now.
Where are you at and what are we looking at?
Oh.
So from here,
Gives me the chills.
I was then in this corner. Would be that corner. And I was again looking at the doorway just to see some of the contents of the room.
Okay. And we can sort of see that what appeared to be a trail of blood and what looks like a bathtub in the distance.
Yes.
And you'll go on to document that?
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
I got some pictures to show you guys.
Of that sort of sweeping trail of apparent blood in photograph 3206.
Yes.
3209, moving closer to the bathroom.
Yes.
And where is this closet at in the hallway?
So that was the men's closet, or appeared to be a men's closet, here on the, that side.
Okay. And this closet would be on the opposite side as depicted in photograph 3213.
That is correct.
Anything pertinent within the what appeared to be the female's closet?
At that time, no.
What does she keep saying at that time?
18th and find something within the closet that was a relevant item of evidence.
That is correct.
Now moving into that bathroom, 3217.
Yes.
She is, Matsy.
Yes.
Wait till you see these photos, you guys. I can't believe someone's living here. That's so creepy. They took it off Zillow and blurred it out, you
Explain to
guys.
the jury what it is
They
you're
didn't
attempting
take
to
it off
document, What you
Realtor.
see and what it causes you to try to document in this set of photos, 321, 3231, and then 3232.
Check this out.
Again, as I explained, where I observe some things and keep mental notes of it, knowing that there were towels and they appeared to be somewhat wet. Shower area is wet, so I was looking to see if the shower had water on the floor as if it had been somewhat recently used. So that was what I was attempting to document to show that there was water on the tile floor in the shower.
These are the photos from the sale in 2020.
Documenting the contents of the closet depicted in 3241.
Yes.
Anything pertinent inside that closet?
It appeared to have towels that were also out by the staircase.
Okay. In the back of the bathroom door.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 3245. Obviously, we're back near the decedent.
Yes.
And you're going to document in the photos that follow some of the areas immediately surrounding him.
That is correct.
And that's what we see here, photograph 3246.
Ew, there's the bathroom.
Yes.
and 3248.
Yes.
And 3250
Yes.
and 3253.
It depends on the state.
You're still at the stage of the
Allison.
investigation where you are not permitted in any way, shape, or form to move the body, modify the body, correct?
That is correct.
3257.
That is correct.
Ooh, holy hell, guys.
Me was there.
Warning,
to,
these are
document
graphic.
that as well.
Okay, and 3271, what are these items and where did they come from?
These are contents from the decedent's pockets that were taken out by the medical examiner's investigator.
Okay, and 3278, is this the area that was sort of left behind after Mr. Redlick was collected by the IME?
That is correct.
3279, where are we at and what's causing you to take these photos?
So this is back at the front door with them shut. I had walked in and immediately started taking my overall photos and did not get close enough to see that there was some blood underneath the handles until we were escorting the medical examiner's office out when I noticed the drip marks down underneath the handle.
And we're going to see some photographs that zoom in on those drip marks.
Yes.
And that's what we see here, photograph 3281,
Yes, that is correct.
3282.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
And
creepy, man.
have you turned around and photographed 3287 and are now documenting what the scene looks like from this angle with Mr. Redlick no longer there?
That is correct.
3288 and then into 3290. Have you now noticed something that you didn't have an opportunity to document before?
Yes.
What is it?
They appeared to be red-brown stains, suspected blood.
Can you explain to the jury why it is, you keep saying suspected blood rather than actual blood, considering everything that we're looking at?
There are times where something might look like that it's blood and it turns out to not be. So you always want to say suspected blood because I don't have a test kit there to determine. In this case, there was also such a large amount, and with the, what I was showing in that picture was it was very watered down where it appeared to have been cleaned up. So some of it might have been chemical. So that's why I like to say suspected blood or apparent.
So, for example, photograph 3278, where Mr. Redlick, once laid with that wound to his shoulder and his eye, you would still refer to everything we see here as suspected blood because you haven't done some tests to actually truly confirm that it's blood.
That is true.
But it's a pretty strong suspicion.
That is crazy. That is
Documentation of this
crazy. Okay, you guys. So these photos right here are the house after. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't notice the evidence right away. It's so bizarre. But this is after. Bambi's like, dude, I'm still stuck on the fact that he was her freaking stepdad. Okay, so current value is estimated at about 1.4 million. And it sold for $840,000 in 2020. This Mediterranean style home is on a large lot close to Lake Knowles in the heart of Winter Park. This 4-bedroom, nearly 3,500 square foot home with upstairs loft has the majority of its space on the first floor, all but a small bonus space, a desirable split plan with a master downstairs, has generous living space with a renovated kitchen. The kitchen is light and bright. We've cleaned up the blood stains, and it features custom cabinets, granite countertops with bar seatings, and stainless Thermador appliances. We have carefully wiped the bloodstains off of those as well, opening to a breakfast nook with windows out to the covered porch and the pool. The residence has an open living floor plan with kitchen and family rooms, as well as separate living and dining rooms. Master suite overlooks the back pool area, and master bath boasts travertine tile, soaking tub, separate shower, and dual vanities. But don't worry, the drains have been cleaned. Other features include a barrel tile roof, fireplace with built-ins, custom trim and moldings, pavered circle drive for a quick getaway, and additional parking space for that overnight guest that might stop in from the dating sites. Plenty of parking for guests and room to grow on the lot, diagonal to Lake Knowles. It is a serene lake to enjoy an outdoor Florida lifestyle throughout the year. A fabulous location, terrific schools, and close to many amenities. Here is the selling. Here, they must have bought this in 2014. They took a loss in 2020, but it looks like they bought it for $859,900. Yeah, a soaking tub. Oh, Heather J, that's bad. Yes, and it comes with a fresh air freshener with a fresh scent of bleach. You have that fresh, cleaned smell every day when you wake up in the morning. Every day when I wake up in the morning in this house, I would think about this woman waking up in the morning next to her dead husband / stepdad. What the fuck?
Roberta.
Okay, so at any rate, it was built in 95 for $100, or wait, it looks like 93 for $190,000. What a what a investment! Holy.
Roberta.
So that is that craziness, huh? All right, so let's get back to our videos. That was a little interception, or not interception. What's it called? Wow, Matt, see, it wouldn't bother you? Ooh. I couldn't get in the shower. I couldn't. Dude, sage, it needs more than sage. I mean, literally, it was a bloodbath. No new tile, nothing. It's the original tile. All right, so our next video. Let me see what we've got here. Oh, we did that one. We did the email.
Will she be testifying at all from that position, Ms. Garcia?
Oh, that was the one about, okay, we already played that one. Okay, so here, this was the most riveting moment. So today, they were on Verdict Watch, starting yesterday, and today they had a verdict. So when I saw, oh my God, verdict is in. Wait. I've got to change the screen for you, Roberters. Because I guess it would help if you could actually see it. I was like, OMG. You guys are terrible. I'm seeing your jokes in chat. Intermission. Sorry, I had like a brain fart. Yeah, her mother was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Stage 4 breast cancer and died. And then this woman was like, hey. Okay, so this is the moment, you guys. This chick is on edge. For good reason, right? For good reason. We'd all be on edge. Happy Ray of Crafty Sunshine, thank you for subscribing. But let's watch this intense verdict. And when I was watching this at first, I was like, she's totally going to be found not guilty. She was totally straight up during her testimony. But she was very odd. But then again, considering the story, you'd almost have to be a little odd to marry your stepfather. But let's take a look and let's watch the verdict. The bun is gone. There's no bun. We were brought in. Verdict is in. She has no idea what's going to happen. Would you want to date this woman if you were a man after this? How do you feel about it? Let me know.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my understanding is that you have reached a verdict. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, would you please hand the verdict forms to the deputy, please?
She was in jail, Jan. She was in jail the whole time. 3 years. Jack Hideous, thank you. Looking pretty dapper yourself.
In the Circuit Court of the Ninth Judicial Circuit
Here we
in
go.
Orange County, Florida, case number 2019 CF 18460, State of Florida versus Danielle Justine Redlick. Verdict as to count 1, we the jury find the defendant not guilty. So say we all. Signed, juror badge number 283, 4%. Special finding, this page was left blank. Verdict as to count 2, we the jury find the defendant guilty of tampering with physical evidence as charged in the information. So say we all. Signed, juror badge number 283, 4%, dated at Orlando, Orange County, Florida on the 17th day of June, 2022.
And would you please poll the jury?
Yes, ma'am. Juror badge number 283, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Why is she confused?
Juror badge number 18, are these your true and correct verdicts? Juror badge number 220, are these your true and correct verdicts? Juror badge number 238, are these your true and...
She didn't even understand what had just happened. Look at that smile. She didn't even realize it, you guys. Watch. She heard it, but didn't hear it. It's like, she was like, what? Wait.
Oh, State of Florida versus Danielle Justine Redlick. Verdict as to count 1, we the jury find the defendant not guilty. So say we all. Signed, juror badge number 283, 4%. Special finding, this page was left blank. Verdict as to count 2, we the jury find the defendant guilty of tampering with physical evidence as charged in the information. So say we all. Signed, juror badge number 283, 4%, dated at Orlando, Orange County, Florida on the 17th day of June, 2022.
And would you please poll the jury?
Yes, ma'am. Juror badge number 283, are these your true and correct verdicts? Juror badge number 18, are these your true and correct verdicts? Juror badge number 220, are these your true and correct verdicts? Juror badge number 238, are these your true and correct verdicts? Juror badge number 356, are these your true and correct verdicts? And juror badge number 5345, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
So at this point, her lawyer says, well, we would like her to be out. They're like, well, do you want to, do sentencing today? What do you guys want to do? And they decide to come back for sentencing. And then her lawyer wants her to get out before sentencing because he's saying, she's already spent 3 years in jail. Time served is going to be, the sentence, whatever. And the judge disagreed. And the judge said, no, she's not getting out. So she sits until August. She was found guilty of tampering with evidence. Tampering with physical evidence. She was acquitted of second-degree murder. So acquitted of second degree, but she was found guilty of tampering with physical evidence. Crazy. And I think that a lot of us are interested in her life. And I don't know if, there's anything that we can look into to kind of find out a little bit more about her and her dynamics with her family. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I agree with the fact that this man was 21 years her senior, and she was only 22, and her mom died, and she had all these siblings and another stepfather, and he said, hey, I'll make life easy for you. Why don't you move in? I'm going to stay in the same house since, your sister has another year of school left. And he kind of enticed her and brought her into the house and slowly probably made a move. Did she post bond? I can't believe she didn't have. I didn't know she had. Oh, her original bond still stood. Pussycat, there's reports of what? About her mother? I'm just wondering what her life was like growing up and who's her real father? You can watch the whole trial on Law and Crime to hear all of it. Oh, her daughter, Diana. Yes, let me tell you guys about that. Hold on. So her daughter testified against her. Let's see if I can find that article. Thank you for reminding me. I forget things. I think it's Jaden Redlick testimony. I'm not sure if they aired it. I didn't see it. Let's see what this is.
Testimony is done for the day in the trial of the Winter Park woman accused of killing her husband. And just hours after Danielle Redlick faced questions from prosecutors, her attorneys pushed for an acquittal, saying the state did not prove its case. News 6's Lauren Cervantes is outside the Orange County Courthouse with what comes next.
The defense rested its case this afternoon. The state gets another crack on Thursday and is planning to call more.
We are now in day 3 of witness testimony in the murder trial of Danielle Redlick. Her teenage daughter Jaden is on the stand right now.
Oh yeah, they didn't air it, I guess.
Permitted to show her testimony. She was a minor at the time that this happened, but we will update you, of course, with some of what she is saying from the stand. In the meantime, Court TV legal correspondent Joy Lim Nakran takes a closer look at
shoot somebody because they.
If her mother is the instigator,
if she's the, what we call in the law, the aggressor, does that mitigate this argument about battered woman syndrome?
Into his corner, not just in hers, because if you can't do that, a jury will simply say another piece of the puzzle, another brick in the wall, and guess who gets to sit in that cell once it's built.
She's 18 now. I don't know what this video is because I don't think they aired it. So.
And so she did.
The argument of self-defense must be rooted in proportionality, explains Florida-based criminal defense attorney J.A. Baer.
You can't just pull a gun out and shoot somebody because they slapped you in the face. The force has to be met with deadly force.
You will hear about her emotions on seeing this and that she reacted in confusion because she had only stabbed him one time in the shoulder.
In this case, self-defense is an argument based in a larger claim of spousal abuse.
We'll also see, more likely than not, a witness that can talk about battered spouse and the toll that we see.
It was in the last video. This one?
We're now in day 3 of witness testimony in the murder trial of Danielle Redlick at the time that this happened.
I don't know where we missed
a closer
it.
look at prosecutors say
on the night of January 11th,
To cause multiple injuries to Mr. Holder, which enters, travels, hits these.
Is that her
major
daughter?
veins.
of January 11th.
Is that her daughter? Is that what you guys are saying? This is her daughter?
Causing him to bleed to death on the floor.
defense attorneys admit Danielle stabbed Michael Redlick, but they claim she acted in self-defense.
On the night of January 11th, 2019, someone was very, very angry. This someone started to physically attack their spouse. They had rage. They were choking their spouse, smothering their spouse.
So it's not on here at all.
Was Michael Redlick. And Danielle.
Okay, so basically she testified that he was toxic, that she was toxic. What's this? Coerced suicide trial begins Monday. Yeah, you guys can go watch the whole trial. It's not terribly long. I mean, you probably can put it on fast speed and watch it. Is that grout supposed to be black? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if it's dirt. I don't think it's dirt. I think it's like dark tile or dark grout. Oh, they didn't show any of it? Thank you. I was trying to find that thing where they listed everything the daughter said. I wanted to read it, but I don't. All I see is, oh, right here. Here it is.
Relationship like between your parents? Jaden, who's now 18, was 15 at the time, says very toxic, tumultuous, very rocky. Yeah, it was not a good relationship, very rocky. The prosecutor says, who was the primary source? Jaden, my mother. Of course, the next natural question, prosecutor, why do you say that? Jaden says if there was an issue between them, it would be brought up by my mother. Let me bring back in my guests, Jack and Franz. All right.
Well, the jury didn't seem to really care then about her testimony. It didn't sway the jury, apparently. Tumultuous? An 18-year-old girl used that word. Very toxic. Tumultuous. Interesting. There you go. There you have it. There's your rundown of the Danielle Redlick trial. And like I said, it is, you can watch the whole trial over there on Law and Crime. It's very interesting testimony. I suggest watching all of her testimony. Yeah, I thought that's interesting, Matt C., that the jury did not take, what Jaden said. A lot of people are saying, though, I'm reading the comments on this, and a lot of people are saying that they feel like Danielle was being led with her testimony. I mean, I think you have to be very careful. I don't think that's fair to say, because I think you have to be very careful with your client when they testify. I'm not a lawyer, of course, but I think that you have to be very careful when, your client takes the stand. You like Friday Night Live? Well, I like you guys being here. I enjoyed spending my Friday evening with you guys. And after this live ends, you're going to be redirected to another live stream for tomorrow morning. We're going to have coffee tomorrow morning. And I have a new Grady Judd update. We have a really good one. He caught 12 child predators. And you guys are going to be just absolutely stunned at what these people did. Is that right, Sally W? That's interesting. If anybody finds any interesting links related to this case, go ahead and email them to me. jisforjustice@gmail.com. I would love to see what you guys find. Yeah, I know, right, Jack? Jack Hideous. Jack Hideous. Imagine her moving in next door after all this, right? Like, I don't want her to be my fucking neighbor. That's what I'm saying. If you're a male, could you imagine meeting her on a dating site? You meet Danielle. She's Danielle on the dating site, and then you see her walk into Applebee's, and you're like, holy, it's that chick that stabbed her husband. I'm out. Yay, I'm so glad you like your mug, Judy. Send me a picture of it if you can. I'd love to see it. I want to make sure that they're good quality. Yes, so I will see you guys bright and early. Get your Jay's Java at www.jaysjava.com. I handpick it, you guys. My fave is the Costa Rican. Fave. So I will see you guys in the morning. We will talk about Grady Judd and the scum buckets that they busted this week. Dance this mofo out. Roberta. I love you guys. I'll see y'all in the morning.